So today is going to be a tough one for me. I said I would do this and I'm going to, but please bear with me. It's going to be a bit challenging for me. So who am I? My name is Elizabeth from the Supermum Detox. It's my mission to help mums create lives filled with magic and meaning and connection. Help them let go of the idea of having to be perfect, having to be this incredible super mom, but really finding the magic that's within them to create a life that they love. Today, I wanted to tell you about why. Why am I doing this? Who do I think I am? Like, where does this come from? All the rest of it. But before I do, I've got my earbud in. I'm actually recording this through that purely because the traffic noise this morning is so loud. We live on quite a busy road, so I just thought you're not going to hear anything. So it feels weird to be doing this episode with this, but anyway, so I am doing what I'm doing because, well, sorry, like I said, this is going to be hard for me. I have two kids, two incredible kids. They are a boy who's 8 and a girl who's now 5. But just before she turned 2, my little girl was really, really unwell. She nearly died. And it just was such a wake-up call. And not in the way that you usually hear, not in the, this really dramatic thing happened to me and all of a sudden my life was perfect. That's not how it was for me. But, so just rewinding a bit before that. So, I'm an incredibly lucky, incredibly blessed person. I have 2 healthy children. I live in a stable country. I live in a lovely place. We have a warm home. The kids are in a great school. We live in a beautiful city. We live in Edinburgh. I had so many advantages. I had so many, many things going for me in my life. But I just wasn't happy. I was constantly overwhelmed. I was rushing from pillar to post. I was a stay-at-home mom, so I wasn't working at the time. But still, I just felt so overwhelmed and so swamped and so taken up by trying to make the children into who, society thought they should be and all this stuff. So I should have, I had really on paper no reason not to have an incredible life, an incredibly joy-filled life, but it just wasn't like that. And then, like I said, just before her 2nd birthday, my little girl was just really suddenly really unwell. So, she'd gotten chickenpox. Her big brother was in P1 at the time, he was 5. And, his whole class, his whole school, chickenpox, just like everybody got it. And, he had like 3 spots and he was fine. And she, 2 weeks, 10 days later or whatever, she was just covered in spots from head to toe. But, she was a well little girl with chickenpox. It wasn't anything more than that. But then on Monday morning, I'll never forget the day, it was in October. Again, she was still, she was a bit under the weather, but she was okay. And then, by about 12 o'clock, I changed her nappy at 11, noticed that she had a lot of marks, under her nappy, but, but then by 1 o'clock, she'd spiked this fever of 41 degrees Celsius and she was delirious and she was kind of babbling, and which is, she wasn't 2 yet, so it's a little hard to tell, but something just didn't feel right. And this is where I'm just going to pause and say, mothers, trust your intuition. You know your child so much better than anyone else. Sorry, I'm getting quite upset talking about this. Trust your intuition. Absolutely trust your intuition. Anyway, so I hardly ever call the doctor, and actually my husband's a doctor, so I tried him first, but he didn't answer his phone, which in hindsight was really lucky, because he would probably have told me that, she's fine, whatever. So I called the doctor and they said, yes, we'll see you. And they did, and the doctors took off her nappy and noticed this kind of bluish bruising and she just said, I'm not sure about this. Best just send you to hospital. And, thank goodness I trusted my intuition. Thank goodness she said, don't know, go to hospital. We went to hospital. The doctors were amazing. In A&E, I'm forgetting my words. They called plastic surgery, the plastics team. And the plastic surgeon took one look at her and said, this does not look good. And we think it might be something called necrotizing fasciitis. Anyway, they took her into another room. All of a sudden, all these people just pounced on her. She had 19 lines going into her within seconds, and she was being wheeled into surgery. And it turned out that it was that. And thank goodness we got her in time. Thank goodness they saw it. Because the only thing you can do with this is you have to cut it out. And they managed to get it all, and only because we brought her in time. And she was in a coma for a week. She was in intensive care. She was on a ventilator. She had all these lines coming in. Anyway, she was in hospital for a month in total. She had 6 surgeries. She had a skin graft. She had all of these things. But now she's fine. She's recovered. She's this incredible, joyful, just joy-filled little person. She is an absolute wonder. But, as a mum, you can't go through something like that and not carry these massive scars with you forever. Every time she gets a fever, I just... But anyway, what does this have to do with my story? Why am I telling you? Well, as soon as she was, her wound had healed and she was recovered and it was clear that she was going to be okay, I thought, well, my life will never be the same again. From now on, I will be joyful. I will be appreciative. I will, the little things won't bother me anymore. I'm going to have this just wonderful life. And obviously, every morning I'm so appreciative of my children. But still, my God, within a couple of weeks, I was right back to where I was before she was unwell. I was overwhelmed, I was stressed, I was getting angry with the kids, I was shouting at them. It was not at all the vision that I had for how my life would be after this event. And I just thought, this is not how it's supposed to be. So I'm a big reader. So I started reading. I just, every free minute I had, I was like, there has to be a better way, and I am going to find it, because I know now how precious this life is, and I'm not going to let it be like this. So like I said, I started reading, and I just started reading all of the books that I could find. So whether it was Janet Lansbury and, the No Bad Children, or, Brené Brown, embrace them, the powers of vulnerability, embracing your struggles, embracing and talking about it and letting people into what it is you're struggling, or the courage to be disliked, and the lessons in that of putting into place boundaries and respecting yourself and honoring yourself, and also not taking on other people's nonsense. And this lovely German book called Das gewünschteste Wunschkind aller Zeiten, which, if you're a German speaker, go and read it. It's just beautiful. And sorry for those of you who aren't, but it's just all about accepting your children for who they are, accepting that they are these incredibly wonderful people, and that you don't have to civilize them. You don't have to get them to say please and thank you. You don't have to like kind of put anything on them, because they are amazing and they want to be part of our society, and we just have to let them, and we just have to treat them with respect and love, and that they will get there on their own. And I can't tell you how much that relaxed my parenting and how much more joyful my time is with the children now. And I will, I promise, put together a full reading list of all of the books I read, so that you can have a look at that if you want to, because the knowledge is it's all out there. All those tiny little mindset shifts that will transform your day. They will, and by transforming your day, they will transform your life. This is the thing, that we think it's all about the big things, but it's not. It's all about the little things. It's all about the little moments. So, my little girl becoming unwell, it didn't make me all of a sudden appreciate every moment. It wasn't like that, but it gave me the kick up the butt that I needed to change my life by finding a better way. And the thing that I realized through all of this reading is that, most of us, and I imagine if you're listening to this, you're probably, you have the time to listen to this, you have the resources, you have internet, you have a device you can watch this on. Many of us are so much better off than women have been throughout history. We have indoor plumbing, we have heating on command. Most of us aren't going hungry, and like I say, if you're able to watch this, you're probably not. But I don't think our society is set up for mothers. And I think the struggles that you're having, they're not because of a lack of gratitude, or because you're not doing enough yoga, or some other nonsense like that. It's because our society is not set up for mothers, and we're struggling through all this, and we're struggling through motherhood on our own in a way that women have never done before. And we set these incredible expectations of ourselves, that our homes have to be perfect and our children have to be perfect, and that we have to prepare them for this incredible future, and we're taking so much on. And it's just, through my reading, I just came to see that there's so many things that are just not serving us, and that it's time that we let them go. And that's really why I'm doing what I'm doing. I want to share this with you because I see so many mothers out there who are so loving and so giving for everyone else, but aren't looking after themselves, and are so frazzled and are so overwhelmed and are having such a hard time. And I just wanted to share my learning. I wanted to share my reading. And if I can make someone's day just a tiny bit less stressful, a tiny bit less overwhelming, then I'm happy. Because motherhood can be beautiful, and motherhood can be amazing, and it can be super stressful, super overwhelming, super challenging. And I want to share the tools that I learned to just de-stress your life, unclutter your mind, reduce the mental load, and just bring more joy into your day. That is why I created this channel. That is why I created my website, Super Mom Detox. Pop on over there if you want to see more, or you can watch another one of my videos like this one right here, or subscribe to my channel. Thank you.